Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We're still working on Love's Labour's Lost and we're almost done with Act 1, Scene 1, so that's a good thing. Today we get to hear from King Ferdinand and little tiny bits from Costard. Costard is also just referred to as clown in the folio version of the text, so that tells you a little bit about who he is. So King Ferdinand and his guys, Longueville, Biron, and Dumaine, have all agreed to all of the weird stipulations in this agreement that they will stay in the Kingdom of Navarre and study for 3 years. And while they are there, their entertainment is going to consist of laughing at Costard the clown and also laughing at this Spanish gentleman, Don Adriano de Armado, something along those lines, Armado, let's just call him that, who dresses very fancy and likes to tell fanciful tales, so they'll laugh at the stories that he tells, and that's how they're going to be entertained for the next 3 years. And almost as soon as they find that out, and all the guys are like, yep, that sounds like a high old time to laugh at him, Constable Dull brings in Costard, who has been arrested at the command of Armado, because Armado found Costard with a woman being a little untoward, let's say, and he's written out his charges in this nice long letter that King Ferdinand now wants to read aloud, because that's almost as good as hearing Armado tell the tales. And so he starts reading the letter, and there's this big flourishy introduction to it, and the guys are, they're egging him on and they're having fun with it, and King Ferdinand wants to get to reading it, and they're interrupting and blah blah blah, and finally he just sets about reading the letter and says, "So it is besieged with sable-colored melancholy. I did commend the black oppressing humor to the most wholesome physic of thy health-giving air, and, as I am a gentleman, betook myself to walk. The time when? About the 6th hour, when beasts most graze, birds best peck, and men sit down to that nourishment which is called supper. So much for the time when. Now for the ground, which I walked upon, it is eclipsed thy park. Then for the place, where I did encounter that obscene and most preposterous event that draweth from my snow-white pen the ebon-colored ink, which here thou viewest, beholdest, surveyest, or seest, but to the place where it standeth northeast and by east from the west corner of thy curious knotted garden. There did I see that low-spirited swain, that base minnow of thy mirth, me, that unlettered, small-knowing soul, me, that shallow vassal, still me, which, as I remember, hight Costard, me, sorted and consorted, contrary to thy established proclaimed edict and continent canon, but with this passion to say wherewith, with a wench, with a child of our grandmother Eve, a female, or, for thy more sweet understanding, a woman, him I, as my ever-esteemed duties prick me on, have sent to thee to receive the meed of punishment by thy sweet grace's officer Anthony Dull, a man of good repute, carriage, bearing, and estimation." There's a little more to the letter beyond that, but basically what it boils down to, so it's all just very flowery language that gives us a taste of the kind of character who we're going to get to meet in a little bit, that he would tell a story in this manner, and he refers to sable-colored melancholy, so like tan sadness and stuff like that. And basically he's saying he was out for a walk. The gist of the letter, he was out for a walk in the park on the king's grounds, and he saw Costard canoodling with a woman named Jaconetta. So he has sent Costard with Constable Dull to King Ferdinand and recommends that Costard be arrested and put in jail for the term of a year. And he himself has kept Jaconetta until such time as her trial can be arranged. So King Ferdinand, at the end of all this, sort of turns to Costard and he's like, did you hear it? And Costard's like, I heard it, but I wasn't really paying attention. He's like, well, it's saying that you were with a wench. And he's like, no, I wasn't with a wench. I was with a lady. And he's like, well, it says she was a lady. Well, no, she wasn't a lady. She was a virgin. Well, it says she was a virgin. Oh, she wasn't a virgin. She lied. She was a maid. So he's doing like all the word tricks to try to find some sort of loophole in all of this. And finally, King Ferdinand sentences him to fast for a week on nothing but bread and water. So much better than being put in jail for a year. And he tells Baron to take him away. And then King Ferdinand is like, come on guys, let's go start our studying. So everybody except for Costard and Baron leave. And Costard and Baron get to have a real quick moment where it's like, Baron's like, yeah, these terms that we've agreed to aren't gonna last very long, are they? And Costard's like, nope. And that's the end of Act 1, Scene 1. So tomorrow we get to dig a little further into the play, and we'll get to see what other sort of hijinks all of the rest of the clowns get up to, and we'll get to find out if the fabulous academics are able to keep their promises. What do you think? Will they? Leave me a message. Let me know if you think they're going to do it or not. And while you're down there, maybe subscribe or something, or tell your friends. Make this go viral. Make another one go viral. This wasn't my best video, but yeah. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow for more Shakesyear. Mwah.